Hello and welcome to Season 2 of the Spirit Lounge podcast. With me, David.
And me, Glenda. And we are two psychic mediums from both sides of the pond.
Glenda is in Australia.
And David is in the UK.
And we're here to talk about, discuss and give our opinions on all things spiritual, including psychics and mediumship.
And if you've listened to the podcast before, you know how much we love to laugh while keeping it real, honest and down to earth.
As well as having those discussions, there'll also be guest interviews and maybe some other surprises.
So come with us now on our podcast journey and let's see what's happening in the Spirit Lounge for today's episode.
So everybody, good morning, good evening, wherever you're listening, and welcome to the Spirit Lounge Live. So we're here with our guest, the one and only Becs. I've also got some lovely people in our Zoom room as well who are going to be here to also ask us questions. But if you're listening or watching on Facebook and you've got a question for Becs or for Glenda or I, please put your comments in the comment section on Facebook and we'll get to those questions as well. So let's say hello to, we've got Miss Annie T in the house over here who has her own podcast there as well and runs the Ann Wellness Spiritual Centre in Ireland. And we've got Tracy Kent who's in Aussie Land, Australia. We've got Ben who's also in Australia. We've got Kayleen as well. And we've got Christina. Hello, Christina. And we've got Kaza as well. So welcome you all to our Zoom room. And welcome to those watching. So now I've got Katrina McCallum who's watching on Facebook as well. So if you are watching on Facebook, people do say hello so we know that you're there. And any questions that you have, again, ask them to use Becs today. Now, Becs has already told us that she's open to anything. So anything you want to ask, she's not shy. I could say about Glenda as well, but that's a whole other story. But anyhow, once this has been streamed on Facebook, this will be deleted, and then you'll be able to listen back to it as an episode on Wednesday's episode of the Spirit Lounge, because we are back, because Glenda's back from sunning herself and whatever. I only said something else then and that we talked about before we came online, but I can't say it's far too rude. But Glenda's been sunning herself, every part of herself, shall I say, I'll put it that way instead, in Bali. I think people get the point when I say that. Anyhow, this is not that kind of show. So let's see who else we've got. We've got Sharon Carley also from Australia listening. Hello, Sharon. And got Kaylee, Alfie, Scarlett, Dylan. Hello to you as well. So, for you guys on Zoom, because you're here first. Who wants to kick us off with a question for Becs? Oh, everyone's got.
Don't be shy.
Don't be shy. Go on, Tracy. Put her hand up first. So Tracy, hello. Good morning, Tracy. Good evening.
Hello. How are you all?
Good. How are you?
Good. To see you. I've missed your smiling faces. Hi, Becs.
Hi, Tracy.
So basically, my question is, when you're really unwell, do you still do a reading for someone, or do you pause?
I think it depends how ill you are. I mean, the last time I had a cancer anything was pre-COVID. I actually think I got COVID in the January and I was like wiped out for 3 or 4 days. But if it's just like, I'm quite healthy really. So I'm touch wood, I'm not that sickly. So there are certainly days when you think, oh geez, you're either a bit emotionally a bit run down or you're feeling a bit tired. But what I find is because when I work as a medium, obviously as I share anything, I can only share my own anecdotal, my own truth. Is that once you get in that work, once you get yourself out of the way, mind, body and emotions out of the way, and you get to build up your own working power, that working power is different to the physical energy. Therefore, once you're in your power, everything tends to go into, all that physical, emotional stuff goes in limbo, goes out of the way for a while. So when I'm working, I can have a stinking cut with somebody. Let's say I feel a little bit unwell, a little bit off par. Once you're in the power, and then once you create that energetic frequency that we work, I call it the place of the soul, memory, and love. That's the container I create. And once I'm in that power, everything else just goes. But the last time I was really ill was literally 6 years ago. Just for I feel I probably had COVID in the January, before it all hit, and I was in bed for 4 days. In which case I had no choice but to cancel.
Okay.
But I find
Right.
if you've got a headache or a cold, or if it run down, the minute you've got in your power and once you've successfully built up your working power and you're in that, it's a different energetic. For
Yeah.
me, anyway.
That makes a lot of sense. No, that's
You're
perfect.
welcome. You're
Thank you
welcome.
very
Why
much.
did you ask? Why did you
Well,
ask?
why
What?
I ask is I've had heart failure and blood clots over the
Yeah.
last 4 months, and I just haven't felt that energy to practice.
I Now this is something completely different, isn't it? So for me, you've
Mm.
got to listen to your body. You haven't just had a cold. You haven't just
No,
been. You've had major shit going on. So you've got to say you got what I would suggest when I say you've got to do anything. You haven't got to do anything. When I say to people, what I suggest is maybe you sit with your body, close your eyes, and say to your body, what do we need? We don't do that enough.
no.
There's a book, a very good friend of mine who runs a small, a fantastic thing called Celebrate Life Mastery. He quoted me this from a book. He said, the body knows, the body keeps score, the body wins, the body always knows, or something like that. So sit with your body. Remember, we are these eternal spiritual beings, but we're in this body, this car, this gift of a car. So we're here to experience humanness as well. And your
Mm.
car has gone through some major mechanical works. Like if you took your car in for like a major, like I don't know, an engine rebuild or a new car, you wouldn't then go down the motorway at 100 mile an hour. You just take it. You'd be gentle with
Right.
it. So
Yeah.
do that with your car. Say, okay, this is what I want to do, but body, what do we need?
Okay.
And let your body talk to you, and then your body will let you know when you're ready, because you haven't just gone through like, oh, I've had a bit bout of flu. This is
Yeah.
major. Let your body
Yeah.
guide you. Sit with your body. Does that make sense?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Sometimes you just need a reminder.
Yeah, for sure, for
Yeah.
sure. I've got a very good friend of mine, and I adore her as much as life, but she loses touch sometimes of her humanness. We all do
Mm.
that. The more spiritual we are, and this is sometimes the most spiritual people, some of the most disconnected. They're so busy trying to get to the different universes and different dimensions and this, that, they forget, well, we're here in this body to experience it. But where
Yeah.
your body's saying to you, listen to me.
Yeah. No, thank you. I really appreciate that.
You're so welcome.
Bless.
You're welcome.
Good, Tracy.
We,
Great. Hope that
we,
helps. Great question.
yeah, and I'm hoping that everyone here will just send some healing to Tracy as well, in your
Bless.
thoughts and in your heart.
Bless.
Absolutely. Just say hello to Neil Crouch who's watching and Lisa Murray as well. Hello, Lisa Murray. Katrina, thank you for your question. But just to be clear, we're not doing personal reads here. This is more about development and questions about mediumship in general, but not personal reads. All right. But thank you for watching. Right. Kayleen has got a question. So Kayleen, ask
I
away.
I do. Thank you very much. And so, Bex, I've recently been introduced to you through the one of the latest episodes of Glenda and David's, and it was a wealth of knowledge. Thank you very much. And so I'm practicing medium, but I haven't been doing any platform work but I've been very called to be doing it of late. So I guess the way I bring through my mediumship hasn't been necessarily that I will come through with evidence for somebody, but it's not sort of structured as in some of the ways that some people have, I guess, teach to be structured. And I know you have talked about that, Bex, and I really appreciated that because that's kind of how I seem to roll as well. So my question for you is, for somebody, I guess, a medium wanting to do some platform work, what sort of, what would you, what would you give me as advice to start off?
I love that question. There's so much in there. So let's break down first of all what is called the structured reading.
Yeah.
I was taught you get the Fab Five, evidence, 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 evidence. And remember that whole evidence thing of a reading being all evidence is from the SNU, and the SNU, bless them, to get their mandate, they have to give evidence of survival. That's their religious mandate, and that's, of course, you've got to. Now, when we look at what I believe our role truly is, our role is we must create that evidential profile. So when you're working with spirit, you can't say I've got a man here, might be your dad, might be your uncle, take the letter P, letter D, oh, January, February, March, April's input. No, no, it's got to be that evidential profile. So I've got your dad, he's Bill, massive heart attack, you hold his hands, he passed. Whatever it might be, you're with that recipient. That's your first job.
Yeah.
Once you've done that, our job is to get out of the frigging way so they can do their job. They know their job. You might think it's haphazard. You might think, it happened to me the other night. I said, oh, what did I say? What was it? Oh, I went to this lady, take care of his motorbike boots. It'd been a motorbike crash, but it was something very random. But that's the last thing he said to his wife. And that was the most important thing. Why?
Yeah.
Because the police gave her his boots from the accident. The police said, we will get rid of them for you. The husband's mum said, throw them away. She said, no, I'm keeping them.
Yeah.
So in that moment, that one comment, not only was it accurate, also what it was as well, it showed her that he's still around. That's our job, Carrie, is to get out of the way. The structure comes in you. When I teach mediumship, I always say mediumship is easy. It's a natural phenomenon. We are all mediums. We all are, because we're all spirit. What makes it difficult is us. So what I would say to you, you say about, now we come on to your question about going onto platform. My first question would be is, where's Kaylin? How are you feeling? How much healing have you done with yourself? What are you like standing in front of people? Are you okay going, I'm good enough? Are you okay saying, I'm enough? Have you done your own work on your own wounding, your own healing, your own trauma? Because when we work as a medium, in fact, I just did a reel on this, about it's not who's the best medium, it's who's the most complete medium.
Yep.
I've done so much work on myself. I use sacred plant medicines. I've done therapy. I've done so much on myself, on the whole transit.
Yep.
So I become clearer. So I don't like that word clear channel, but that's basically it. The more you can get out of the way, you've got less restrictions. And then coming back to the practical of how do you then expand, practice. But you've got to make sure you do it without any demands, expectations, or pressure. Because when you develop as a medium, how many times you go, anyway, get up, go up there, get a link in front of all the class. Well, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Go and practice in front of the church. Oh, I've never done it. No. You've got, so again, when I teach, you set a container where you are totally secure in your practice. So when I first started, I'd had friends do come and do a practice night. I was so nervous. I'd take my tarot cards. They were my crutch, Then bit by bit. And then slowly, and when I did start to charge, I can remember saying, let's say a family friends group night, I charged £10 a person, but they only paid if they enjoyed the night. No pressure.
Yeah.
And then my public dems were I then started doing charity night, fundraisers, because I'd say, let me come to a charity night. Even now, I take no money from charity nights, but way back in the day, it gave me a chance to practice to get in front of people. And I would say, I'm developing, I'm practicing. Thank you for coming and helping me grow. That way, there's no pressure on you.
Perfect. Yep.
And when there's no pressure, there's no expectation. When there's no expectation, there's no demands. And you start to enjoy it.
Yes.
It's the key thing that most mediums miss out on. They don't enjoy the frigging dem. They're so busy waiting, will I get it right? Will I do this? Will I do that? What if someone says no? Well, someone says no, what the fuck?
Yeah.
If someone says no to you, it either means you're wrong, okay, made a mistake, we're working. When I do my introduction talk when I work, I always say, I'm going to make mistakes. I'm working. I push my mediumship.
Yeah.
So you know, or they're just being a pain. They're being a bugger, and even though you're practicing, they go, no, I can't take that, and they're lying. Or three, they go an hour later, oh, but happened to me last night. I'm going, who's John? No, John's important to this lady. No, oh yeah, that was her new boyfriend when my dad died. So spirit, no. And then the whole thing with trust comes in, which is about trusting when you work. So the more you practice, the more you do, the more you learn trust. But who do you think you got to trust most?
Myself.
Yeah. Spirit are there. They're constant. Yeah. They're there. It's your shit. This is the whole thing about the mediums got working themselves. Oh, what if I don't get it right? Wait, they're not there. Well, of course they're frigging there.
Yeah.
We're the mobile phone. What condition is your mobile phone in? Can I get out of the way? Do I trust it's going to work?
Yeah.
Because remember, when you dem and you get working on platform, let's assume we know spirit are constant. You might get a grumpy old git come through. Remember, they come through as they were. They come through that place of their soul and memories. We create the container of soul, memory, and love. Their
Yep.
spirit, their eternal spirit is one that experienced the soul memory.
Yeah.
Now the soul is going, this was me. And we create that space for them. And the other night I had a granddad went to drive it to his granddaughter, nothing. You could say I've lost the link, but I know I hadn't. I'm saying he's saying nothing. What do I do? She went, that's him.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
loves you. Oh yeah, I know that. But he doesn't say, oh no, I'd sit with him just in the quiet. We just sit together. That's how he knew he wanted to be presented to her.
Yes.
And the more we get out of the way, the more we can be authentic to who they are and how they want to present the healing and the work.
Yes. Great.
So my answer to your question to Tracy is practice, practice, practice any way you can, but tell people where you're at. Don't
Yes.
just say, I'm developing. Can we have a night? Can we do something?
Yes.
I also
Okay.
work on you to know I've got something to share with you. You are good enough, by the way.
Yeah. Thank
Time
you.
to put that insecurity away.
Yeah.
Does that make
What was
sense?
the last thing you said? Sorry.
Throw that insecurity away. Put it where it belongs. And you get rid of that insecurity by going, Bex, I can't do it. Yes, you can. Why can't you do it? Because that's what I've always thought I can't do. Yes, you can. So if I had a day with you, it wouldn't be about you getting a better link because they're already there. You can do it. My day with you would be
Yep.
about how do I help you find that? How do we let go of that stuff you're carrying that stops you evolving into the medium you are going to become?
Yep.
Does that make sense?
Great. Yeah, it does. I when I was originally learning years ago, we used to do a little bit of this, and I loved it. So and I know when I'm in that zone and just doing it, so it's just getting back into it. So they were great. Thank you.
No, you're welcome. And that's exactly it. It's getting that
Yep.
space going, and I'm in that space. And once you're in that space, there's your excitement, there's your confidence, there's the cure. Off you go.
Yep.
If I'm on,
Brilliant.
I have places when I'm in front of people now working, but it's taken a long time to get there.
Yeah.
It's a process.
Yeah. Thank you.
No, thank you for your question. Thank you. Or
Thanks,
question.
Kayleen. Great question. Absolutely. And let's just say hello to some people that are watching on Facebook. So we have had Nick Brown from Ely in Cambridgeshire. He's been watching. Jenna Nicholas. Hello, Jenna.
Oh, Jenna, my tech goddess. I think that's
Oh,
Jenna.
is she? Oh,
Because I haven't got Facebook, so I can't see. But if it's Jenna, it's who I think it is. If it's
yeah, Jenna Nicholas.
yeah, I'm pretty sure that's my tech goddess. She got me from
Yeah.
mobile phone to understanding the internet a bit more. When
Oh.
I love her so much.
Patrick Monaghan is in Ireland as well, I believe. Hello, Patrick. Hope you're well. We've got Nadia has just joined us as well. Natalie Brown. Good morning to you, Natalie Brown.
I think that is
And Zach Brown as well. Hello
Yes,
to both
hi,
of
guys.
you. Hello. Yes, for Eastbourne. Yeah, Eastbourne
Oh, can I say
massive.
one thing, Natalie? My shoulder is so much better. She gave me some healing on my shoulder and
Ah.
real deep knots. And Natalie, so good, thank you. Very
Marvellous.
unprofessional. Okay, just
No,
take that.
no, not at all. Is it Jana Conway? Good morning to you as well. So if you are watching on Facebook, please do feel free to put your questions in the comment section as well, and I'll keep an eye on them. Oh yeah, Jenna said it's me, Bex. Love you too. There you go.
I saw her in Gillingham during the week. She's beautiful.
Barbara Duffy, good morning to you. And Vanessa, good morning to you as well. Christine Murray, good morning to you as well. So yeah, if you've got questions, people do put them in the, I know we've got people in the Zoom room, but obviously if you're watching, put them in the comment section as well, and we'll get to those. I'll keep an eye on it. So remember, we're not doing personal reads. It is just questions, as you've been hearing from Tracy and Kayleen so far. So who else has got, oh, Lizzie Morris. Hello, Lizzie Morris. Nice to see you here as well. Right, who else we got? Who else wants to ask a question? Oh, Kaza. Go on, Kaza.
Morning, Bex. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. Lovely to meet you.
And you. I want to know what you feel about mediums who have not been in the business for too long, but they now then go on to start a development group.
Oh, fucking hell. Right, we're going to go down a rabbit hole here, aren't we? Oh, fuck. Okay.
She started it.
Okay. Yes, I do
I'll wait for
know
this
of
one.
people that have maybe done 2 weeks at the Arthur Finney College and go back to America. Now they're working mediums. I think what it is, we live in a society of everyone wants everything now. I want to be an influencer now. I want to get 1 million people now. And mediumship, again, I come back to it. The mediumship itself is easy. It's a natural phenomena. Yes, you can teach how to present your work. Yes, you can teach how to do one-to-one. But the work comes on the individual. And if the individual themselves hasn't done the work on themselves, it's going to show up. And, you know, you can't, if someone's done like 2 years of, I'll quote a well-known medium, a guy called Gordon Smith, one of the most famous mediums around. He spent 7 years sitting in circle, just in circle. I've been 20 years in development. So when you get someone go, oh, they what it does, it comes back to being ego driven, doesn't it? So if they're ego driven, they haven't done the work on themselves. You know what you need to, there's a difference between having an ego. I mean, I'm a Leo. The last 6 months, I have really embraced and realized what a typical Leo I am. So I need that Leoness to love being in front of people. But as the minute you get egotistical about your work, you've lost it. And that's what happens. I believe the ego comes in and they want to be famous, or I want to have 1,000 students. They're losing sight of what it is. You know, I have so much fun doing my work, but the sacred part is I'm representing spirit who want to reunite with their loved ones and who want to bring healing and love and whatever else they want to bring through. So I think sometimes, in answer to your question, it's almost impossible to regulate it, to control it, and this is, I mean, it's always been the way. You know, I know of people who've sat in circle with people who've been circle leaders for years, but the circle ego gets in the way and holds back people's development. It's the weakness of the human ego, and again, it comes back to the medium's got to do work on themselves. I mean, I sat extensively with something called ayahuasca and other medicines called sassafras and buffa. So I've done a lot. I've done a lot of painful work, but that I'm not boasting. I'm saying, well, that's been my journey, so I can see it from different perspectives. And Kazza, I so get what you're saying, and some of the garbage that comes out of people's mouths. I don't go. I've got a TikTok account. I've got a lovely lady that does my social medias. I won't even go on TikTok because I try not to get triggered. But some of the things on there about me so trigger me.
Yeah.
And do you know
Me
what annoys
too.
me most? This is a pet peeve that may put the cat amongst the pigeons. My pet peeve is even some of the most experienced teachers don't dem. They don't have this. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm blessed. I'm demming 4 or 5 nights a week. It might be a house party, it might be a charity, it might be a church, might be a show. But so my relationship with spirit and my own spirit is more intimate. If you've got someone teaching and they're demming once a month in a church, what with? I'm not being bitchy. I'm not. I'm just being observant. So
Yeah.
I think it happens right along the spectrum, from those that have just done 2 classes and think they can teach it, to those that have been doing it for like 30 years now just dem once every 6 months. Yeah, I know for me, the medium's got to be shown that I don't teach a lot. I do the work. My passion is demming, but that's me. So yeah, I agree with you. It's and how do you then help? How do you then help people find the right tutor? Can't. All you can do is say to people, go to someone that's recommended. Because you know, I get the algorithms. You get it all the time. Come on Facebook. Learn this, learn that. Oh, my 30 years of experience for $29. Okay. Yeah, I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm not judging. But if someone, you know, it's my personal issue, and it is very contentious, is that if you're teaching, you should, you know, if you've been demo for 40 years and you're stepping back to do more teaching, absolutely, absolutely. But if you're a tutor or a teacher or run classes or run circles and you aren't doing it, how can you frigging teach it? Or if you've only been doing it for 2 years and you say, I'm going to a development centre, based on what? How
So
can you
many
hold?
groups.
You've only got 2 years, and the whole thing is, how can you hold? Like, let's say I've got a group of students, I'm holding space for them.
Yeah.
My role isn't just to teach. My job is to hold space, make that container safe for them, that they can explore themselves. That doesn't come from just doing a 2-week course.
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah.
Kaz, I totally agree with you, but I don't know
It
the answer.
it winds me up. So winds me up so much. And there's so many groups nowadays that it's not so much about their love of spirit. It's more so about, well, we need to get more numbers than you. We need to
Oh,
put on more groups than you. It's more
Ego.
egotistical,
Egotistical.
and that winds me up. I'm all about respect,
Yeah.
and I mean, I've been in development for about 4 years now, and there's no way on earth I could ever think about starting a development group because I'm still learning
You're
so much
still
myself.
learning about you.
Yeah,
This is the thing. These people
absolutely.
set these groups up. They haven't done the work on themselves.
Yeah,
How can they do work for other people? And this whole thing about work on self is so important. Our soul, our spirit is perfect. We know that. But this body, this humanness, comes with trauma, comes with pain, comes with healing that's needed, comes with I'm not good enough, comes with I can never please anyone, all that. And if you've got someone who hasn't done that work themselves and they're trying to, their ego comes into a development circle, forget the mentorship they're teaching, they're projecting themselves onto their students, their own
Oh,
insecurities.
yeah. You can see it. You see it in the groups all the
Yeah.
time, all the time.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people here on the live that are agreeing. We've got Lisa Perkins agreeing, Nick Brown agreeing, saying bravo, or a couple of words before the bravo.
But it's it, no, you see, but that is it.
Words.
See, my
It's
job,
true.
when I teach, my job is to make sure each student leaves that day, that weekend, whatever it is, they leave feeling better about themselves when they first walked in. That's my job.
Absolutely. That I always
That's
say
my
that.
responsibility.
Absolutely.
Not to put them down, not to say that I won't mention a name, but this is like 15, 20 years ago, just as I was getting going. I had all these dreams about being a medium. All I ever want to do is be a since I was a kid. It's a long story, the trans stuff, all that stuff. But what happened was I was on this weekend workship and I got blessed to get a reading with this lady. And she's within the SNU, phenomenally well known. Sat down with her and she looked at me and said, well, I was John then. She went, well, John, you'll never be a medium. You might be a healer, but you'll never be a medium. I went home and cried. That was what a ridiculous. Everyone is a medium. It's not. I've got. I know a friend of mine. She's like that in the zone. I'm not. I'm not a born medium. I have to go through my whole attunement and my whole literally an attunement to get. So like someone said, is there reading today? I'm not in the zone. You could say to me, Bex, here's £1,000,000. Get my sister. No, I'm done. I'm not working. I had to get in that zone, but that's what I teach is that we have to get ourselves in that space. But again, it comes back to what you said, Kaza, is that when you've got people who are based on ego, they come with a fragile ego. So they've got to keep your ego in check. They've got to keep you in check. So they project all their insecurities onto you while they're teaching. Does it make sense?
Oh, it absolutely does.
Beautiful.
I mean, my mentor's messaging just then, you say that he totally agrees that it winds me up. No, and whenever I go into development, it absolutely, it just rifles me right up because I work hard to where I've got,
Yeah.
and there's no way, like I said, I would be comfortable doing a dem or developing or anything like that because I know I'm not there yet.
It's a painful growth is pain. Forget the mediumship because it's all that's entwined with it. Growth and healing is frigging painful. I went through a major thing last weekend. I was sitting with some sacred plant medicine, and I had to go through something about my son and what I had to work through. And suddenly I was sobbing and releasing, and that had been a block in my. I work with children. Children used to come through quite a bit, but never quite in the depth I do work with adults sometimes. There was such a shift, this plug, but it wasn't ready to shift till now. It was like this plug of stuff came out of me. I was sobbing, I was releasing. Now, in just a week, my work with children has transformed into a depth I've never experienced before. Well, it's nothing to do with the spirit children not being there or, they weren't ready. No, I wasn't ready. And this is it. We push out spirit, this, spirit, that. Yeah, no, they're there. We get in the way. So this whole shit. So this last week, I've been so blessed, so humbled by the work I've done with children. Because Spirit showing to me, you're in the place now. You're in the place now to work these. And I had this last week. I've had 3 children come through and commit suicide. One to their aunt, one to their mum, and one. What's the other? I think one was a cousin, and then a little 2-year-old who got sadly passed. So it's why now? Because now I'm ready. This body, this emotion, and that's what we lose sight of when as mediums, as we teach, we forget what's important: the medium. And what happens is when you go back to your question, what happens is when you've got someone with 2 years' experience thinking they can do a bit of mediumship on a centre, they forget the whole most important. They haven't done anything on themselves. Oh,
and just to add to that, what kind of what kind of person is going to get up that hasn't done work on themselves and give a decent reading? Who is going to be compassionate? Who is going to know what it feels like in that moment, or has lost someone, or has actually done, you know what I mean, the work, the legit work?
Yep.
that is going to
Yeah.
deliver that message with such gravity and emotion that you can feel that you can feel that that's their loved one, not someone that's just been doing it for 2 years that hasn't
Absolutely.
worked on themselves.
And
No,
this is
because
why,
all
sorry.
no, I say because also agreeing with that, it's because I thought about this before, and you it's easy. It can be easy to give a connection from a grandmother, right? Because most of us have no longer got any grandparents here, right? So that's the kind of easy way of doing it. But if you've got a young person coming through, is your mind as the medium, is it, have you trained yourself enough to emotionally step yourself aside to bring that child through rather than the grandparent? Because also, if you're on a platform, and let's say you've only been doing this a year, and you're so used to giving
Well,
grandmothers and
stop.
granddads.
I'm going to interrupt you. Come on, this is where, if you've only been practicing mentorship for a year, you should not even be thinking about getting on platform.
Absolutely.
Sorry
But
to
people
interrupt
do
you, but
it.
that's
No, no, no.
emphatic.
Yeah, yeah, people do it because yeah, if you're used to giving like grandparents and whatever else in a one-to-one, if you suddenly get on a platform and you've got a child come through, how the hell are you going to deliver that link from that child to a parent who is
Right.
in the audience as a completely different connection, completely different thing. So if you're not developed enough,
I think also,
then you've got, it can be detrimental to
I think
people.
also as we got when you talk about grandparents, a lot of mediums. No, not saying. I think it's possible that a lot of I've seen it happen. It happened to me, so I can do a different stories. When you talk about grandparents, is it becomes oh she Nan, she loves you. Well, where's the real healing? I've had recently a grandparent come to. She was toxic, but it wasn't about her and her granddaughter. Her mum, who wasn't in the audience, was emotionally abused by this old woman. That meant the daughter, this granddaughter, and her own mum had no relationship. This grandmother didn't come through to go, "Oh, I always loved you." She came through to help the healing of the ancestral line. And that's where our work goes. This is what people are missing, where the next step of development of ministry is we talk about ancestral healing, we talk about healing, and you talk about the children. It's like the classic one is I work a lot with suicides. Why? I spent a lot of my life in that energy zone, so I understand it. I'm empathic towards it. But you've got to, but if you've never experienced, or you've done a thing, how do you deliver, as you said, how do you deliver a message? I call these reunions. You've got a child. If you've got like the other night, I was in Costa and this son came to his mum and he committed suicide. There is nothing, evidence or otherwise, that I can say can bring her any closure. It can't. To lose a child to suicide has got to be one of the worst things anyone can go through. So what did it again by getting out of the way? When you say about getting emotions out of the way, for me, when I talk about attunement, it's getting my own emotions out. It's quieting down the mind, body, and emotions. Get that out of the way, then I can let them I can then feel them. He was just showing his mum, you did more than enough for me. And she went, I never believed it. There you go. They know what they want to share. But coming
Absolutely.
back to Kaz's question, it is frustrating because what happens is, and you see it, and again, I'm not saying recently, I will share an experience that happened to me years ago in a church. I was in a spiritual church. I was sitting right, and I love mediumship. Like tonight, I love the Affinity College. I adore the college. I adore the people. If I get a night off, I'm 20 minutes away. I might go there tonight for the service if I've got time. Love the place, but some church mediums are very safe because they're not taught any different. It's not their fault. I went to a church a long time ago, and I had this lady go to me. She was a beautiful medium, beautiful church lady, and she pointed to me. She said, "I want to go to you right at the back." I went, "Oh, thank you, thank you." And she said, "I've got your nan, grandmother, right?" This is what she said to me. Your nan was very old when she died. Your nan had grey hair. Well, if you're over 45, you're either dying it or you're very lucky. Oh, your nan always wore her glasses. Well, she was 84. Of course she wore frigging glasses. Oh, your nan always wore the button-up cardigan. And by this time I'm thinking, really? Really? And then she went, you've got a lovely memory of you and your nan in the garden. But we've all got memories of us and nan in the garden. Obviously not my nan, your own nan, obviously. And then finally she went, oh, and I know. She pointed to and I know. And I thought, oh, something beyond the generic. And she went, and I know your poor nan, she had trouble breathing right at the end. Well, no shit, Charlotte, she died. I was with her. So was it my nan? Or could it? Yeah, it probably was. But it could be anyone's nan.
Yeah.
Everyone's nan in the room.
Mine
But
actually.
where it's different now, if we go into that, right now, if we go into that, and let's assume, and I'm sure she's right, all those things were correct, right? What she didn't have is the confidence or the experience to get completely out of the way and let it expand, because everything is multi-layered, is multifaceted. So she said, "Oh, your nan's got grey hair, but she always wore a wig." That'd have been specific, wouldn't it? Oh, your nan always wore the button-up cardigan, but you still got that cardigan in your second drawer down in the bedroom. Yes, I have. Oh, your nan always wore glasses, but your mum kept them, the broken pair that your mum still got in the drawer. Boom. Because what happens is with these, and this comes out of what Kazza was saying about people's lack of experience when they're DMing and teaching, they haven't got the confidence and trust in themselves to surrender more, to let it just come through. Remember, if you take anything else, every reunion is multi-layered and multifaceted. I'll share one quick story. I don't like, again, pet peeves. Again, it's generic stuff. I've seen meetings go, I've got a man here, all suit and booted, very smart, always wears his suit and tie. Yeah, but why? I said to him, I don't even want that. Well, what happened to me the other night in a place called Romford? Had this man, I don't see them, I'm not clever on it, but there was a man there, I know, showing me himself suited and booted for his son. I went, what the fuck are you doing? I'm not into that. Why are you doing this? And then he said, look at me. I was more interested in what people thought about what I looked and how I appeared than the love I should have given my son. Boom, done. His son, who was that similar, just went, that's my dad. He showed me, but so it's often it's what they don't show that you. So when you talk to people, it's often what people don't say, you know. So this man was showing me himself all suit and boot, polished shoes, and the message was, I cared more about this, how I looked, how I appeared, than loving my own son. Job done. Does it make sense, everyone? Because I'm going for a bit of a take.
No, absolutely. Good. I would like when you keep when me and Glenda talk, we always try and back up with examples so people can understand what we're talking about. No, great. I hope that answered your question, Kazza.
Absolutely did. Thank you so much.
Oh, Kaz, you're so welcome, my lovely.
Thank you. Just going to go back to the Facebook stream for the minute. So we have got, Christine says the so-called spiritual people give spiritualism a bad name. I've got Nadia saying she agrees with what you said, Becs. So I've said this for many years. Many of these YouTube tarot readers, they're more of a spirit, very ego-driven. But the sad part is you have to have vulnerable people really living their life by these reads. It triggers her as well because they're giving so much poor advice based on their own narrative, not from spirit. And that's what me and Glenda talk about. So a lot of it becomes an opinion and not a psychic read at all.
And also, you've hit a very important vein there. We are working with vulnerable, desperate, grieving people, and it doesn't matter. It's the same. I've seen it with mediums with their ego. I've seen it in the medicine world, and this is what I teach. Whenever I do a beginner's course, the first thing I say to people is what I get them to do. I get them to just close their eyes and put a hand out, like the palm goes out, and I say, right, I want you now to sit there with your eyes closed and imagine you're working medium and spirit jaw close. Everything they are, their spirit, their memory, their eternal love, their pain, their joy, everything they ever were and will be is in the palm of your hand. What are you going to do with it? There's your responsibility. And as long as you do your best, they won't care. So for me, every time I work, if ever you see my demo, I have so much fun. We have laughter, we have tears. It's my greatest passion in life. It's why I'm alive. But I never forget that sacred trust that they put in me, ever. And we are dealing with people, and most fun. And everyone grieves differently. I've had a few people get angry, but grief, everyone carries grief differently. And that our role is to understand that. I haven't studied to become a grief counselor. I don't want to do it. That's not my role. I call it soul counselling. Yeah, that's what I call it. But our role is to we are dealing with it in the people. You'll see it psychically, energetically, whatever you want to call it. If you're working with someone and they're closed down to this, your job's not to break them down. Your job is to see if spirit can just ease into that and help them on their journey. Mm-hmm. But the minute, it's like, but we talk about one of the things I had to work really hard at about my journey, and this came down to me, was if you've got an audience, I would always get drawn to the skeptic or the non-believer, hoping to try and help him, please him, convert him. It's nothing about him. It was all about me wanting to be good enough. Well, once I've gone past that, if I've got someone who's skeptic, I've got to say now, my job's not. I can't get him to go through a paradigm shift in his whole life experience of being think it's all rubbish to becoming a believer. I was in Harlow on Monday, and there's this guy. Spirit actually showed me. It sounds weird. In the afternoon, the Spirit showed me who this guy was, where he was sitting, what it was going to be about. Don't know how they do it, but they just did it. It happens sometimes. And I went straight to him. He was a complete non-believer. He went out after saying, I've got a lot of questions now. Job done. But we are dealing, and you raised, David, such a good point. We are dealing with such vulnerability sometimes and pain.
Mhm.
And our role is not about, our role is to try and, we can't, I can't take away the missing. I can't take away how much someone misses someone's hugs or cuddles or kisses or phone calls. What we can do is show it's real. What we can do is show that this life experience, as much as it's a beautiful gift, is the briefest moment in our eternal experience. And we'll get pulled into. I'm working through some emotional stuff at the moment around someone, but that's my. But when I get in this space of power, it goes, oh yeah, it doesn't really matter really. We're all eternal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is it making sense? We've got, but
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
the point, David. I
No,
just want to come because we are dealing as mediums. We're so often with our own mediumship. When you see them as they're so insecure in their own mediumship. When I get it right, the classic one for me, and this is another rabbit hole, is how many mediums will stay with the first person who puts their hand up.
yeah.
You watch it. How many minutes? Oh, because why is that? I mean, I will go round 6, 7 people to find the right person. I don't care what I look like. Oh no, because it might be the person who I've got to get to won't put their hand up, and I end up having to go direct. No, 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 no. Why don't you put your hand up? Who's Jackie? Well, that's me. Why don't you put your hand up? Well, I don't like her much. Tough shit. I found you. That's our job.
Yeah.
And I said one of my little beams is you see, as soon as someone puts their hand up, they stay there. You must be able to take it. Well, no. Well, they can't take it. It's not for them, then, is it? They
Yeah.
can't take everything you're giving. It
Hmm.
can't be their reunion. If you go, but they had a massive heart attack, I can take it all, but they had cancer. It can't be you then, can it? But the medium's got the confidence in themselves. Like, okay, I'll find. I'd rather place if I've got a spirit I'm working with, and I'd much rather have no one take him and not find the right recipient than give him to the wrong person.
Yeah.
But you're saying and that comes from, and back to Kayleen's question. It comes from practice. Just practice. Like, I do it and I go, no, it's not you, is it? No. And sometimes I work with someone and we go, no, we're not. And I'll say to the person in front of me, we're not feeling it, are we? And they go, no, it's not you, then, is it? It's bringing everyone in that container. We are all working together. I should write a book, really, shouldn't I? God,
We should. Why aren't you?
man, I'm talking. I've got my next book coming out. I've got my second book coming out. Hopefully next month. The Healing Hugs from Heaven one. So that'd be interesting. So yeah.
Marvelous. Good. Now I've got a question from Facebook, and I already know my answer to this one.
Go on.
But Vanessa, she said, I was sitting for a reading, and my uncle, who passed by suicide, came through. The medium said she knew this because he came through on a lower frequency. Is that the same for you guys? Just curious what it means.
First
why,
thing, the
if it's
question would
different.
be,
Yeah.
say to me, what does he mean, or what does she mean by a lower frequency?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think people need to start
What?
throwing it back at some mediums.
Asking me the question like the classic ones, they can't come to you straight away. Why not?
Why not? Yeah.
Anything to do with the physical, right? Think what that medium's done on their own psychology, their own bias on suicides. Oh, suicide's wrong. Oh, okay, there'd be a lower frequency. They won't mean hell, but they'd be like, no, love is just the universe. One song, love. That you get out of your car out of choice is your experience. There's no judgment, no lower frequency. That's the medium's bias. It's bullshit. Absolute rubbish.
I agree.
Lower frequency.
Yeah.
Oh, well, because my brain, my conscious mind, my physical 3D brain had an issue with this physical experience. I take myself out of the body. I'm now back in a lower vibration. Well, that's anything to do with the body. It's gone. So much about a medium they saw who had their dad and said, oh, your dad's still a bit dizzy with his dementia. No, he's not. What dementia? We take the memory of it. We take the memory of depression. We take the memory of this. We take the love of this. It's like the film Ghost, the last scene. Well, it's what they say. It's the love inside. That's what you take. Do you really think an all-loving universe, all-loving divine, all-loving God, whatever you want to give the label to, would judge you because you couldn't do another day in this physical body? You think they're going to fucking judge you? Of course they're
Absolutely.
not. If anything, they're like, come back. Are you okay? Come on. That experience. How can we help you now? Bring some consolation to the people that are left behind. And the other thing, while we're talking about suicide, so anyone that's watching this, if ever you go to a medium, either a private sitting or in a show or a church, if any time any medium ever says, let's say that they're working with someone who's committed suicide or take themselves home, and the medium goes, oh, they're saying they're sorry they did it, walk out. We take we take responsibility for all our actions. So when we cross over, they take. They might come to expressing apology about what they've seen since, but they will always, because as soon as a medium says, "Oh, they're saying they're sorry they did it," they're putting that responsibility projected right back onto your recipient, and that's not the spirit. Spirit wants them to feel. Spirit wants to bring healing, to bring love, to bring comfort.
I'm glad you said that, because whenever I've had someone come through who took their own life, I've never said to anybody, "Oh, they're sorry they did it." And
No,
sometimes in your
No.
mind, as a medium, you go, "Oh, should I? I can't," because maybe that's what they want. I don't know, but I never give in to it. I always say, "Look, they've taken responsibility. They've done what they've done," but I never say,
that's your mind.
"Yeah, exactly,
So what you haven't
exactly."
done, I'm not critiquing you, but your mind's got, what do I say? No, the minute you say, "What do I say?" you're thinking, and you've got yourself
Yeah,
involved.
yeah,
And I love how you've done that. You acknowledge it and go, "You know what? I'm in the way. Yeah, get out of the way." And
yeah,
you got out of the way to say, and what you did brilliantly, you got out of the way so they could do their job.
yeah.
And that's our job every time. Get out of the frigging way. But you're
I
right.
love
So,
that.
suicides can be they can be difficult because
Mm,
often people see what I've learned. Often people say, "We want to know why they did it." Well, what will it change? Nothing. Because what they're asking is, if I can find out the reason why they did it, I can stop blaming myself. Well, you've got to stop blaming yourself straight away. Because someone said to me, they said, "I want to know why they did." No, you don't. You want to know why they did
no,
it so you can release yourself from the guilt. But if you knew that, there'd be something else you feel guilty about.
yeah,
You've got to get to the source. I am guilty. Why am I guilty? I feel I didn't do enough. Why don't? Then that can heal. Again, and this is the other thing within the frequency we all work in, because you and Glenda are mediums, is that when we're in when we create that container, that frequency, if you like, that's a place of love. That's where healing can happen instantly. I've done therapy, I've done medicine, but when you're in that space of the frequency of that pure love between people, healing's instant. I don't know if it's about that emotional trauma, that emotional thing you need to release can be instant.
Yeah,
absolutely.
agree.
And did you have a
Yeah,
question? Had your hand up a minute ago?
yeah. Any tea?
Any
Any
tea?
tea?
Any teas
Hi,
in the
David. Hi,
house?
Glenda. Hiya, Bex.
Hi, Anne.
How are you doing?
I'm
I
doing
close.
great. I love your accent. No, loads of notes, scribbles.
I'm like writing everything down, going, "Oh my God, this is amazing." It's just great to be in the energy of other mediums as well and hearing their perspective on it. But I've been just jotting down little things that you've been saying. So, how do you get your mind, body, and emotions out of the way? What was the ritual for you? What was the practice for you for developing mediums?
Right. I could go through the whole process of what I used to do, but I'll
Please.
come straight to what I do now.
Yes.
So what I do, my whole process, if you like, it starts in the afternoon with a, a power nap, a daddy nap. So that just clears my head. Then the moment I wake up, I'm starting to get in the zone. So already subconsciously, I know I'm working that night. So if I have a shower, I have certain pieces of music I like playing. I do my makeup when I'm doing it. So there's my sun. So from about 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I might be doing other things, but already my mind is I set the intention. We know I'm working that
Up.
night.
Up. Yeah.
I have a little altar. I light a little light. That I just, and I have a little singing bowl. So it just resonates. I just set the intention of the night. Then as I drive to the dem or the show or whatever I'm doing, I usually play pretty much whatever music I like, just to get in. Sometimes it's a bit sad love songy at the moment. I'm just singing some sad love songs at the moment. That's me being a bit of a sad git at the moment, or something more uplifting. But when I get to the venue, I'm outside about 40 minutes before. So I just sit with spirit. Then I have an opening prayer that I just thank one Kantanka, which is the Great Spirit, Pachamama, the Earth. Then I thank my sacred plant medicines. Then I have an opening prayer to call in spirit, and then I start my own attunement. So I'm rushing through it, but my opening prayer is quite deep, calling the different energies that I work with. So then the attunement starts, and that's a certain piece of music that I play. In fact, I play two pieces of music both times for prayer and for my attunement. So it starts off with preparing the body, and that is literally quieting the conscious mind. There's a way of doing that. I can record it for you if you want. And then I record that then I just quiet the conscious mind. Then once that mind goes quiet, you can feel that through, and then you start to quiet your emotions and let them just drift into the silence. We're creating a silence, a
Yeah.
stillness. And then the
Okay.
body follows. And once I've got into that silence, that stillness, I call it a bridge. We cross that bridge of silence. So we set that place of silence. Then we drift into the heart, into love, the power. So we call the work, you can call it battery power, I call it love. whatever you want to call it. I have a colour with it, and I just feel that just gently soak down through me, and I count it down sometimes, down, until I get filled with love. Then from the ground up, I just bring it up, and there's love. So I become love, and that's a cliche. I just become love. I become one with love. That's what I do, and I live my life like that. So it's one, and then that builds, and then from the place of the soul, that expands. So then that vibration from love raises slightly higher and becomes a space where I then expand it, and I set the container in the audience. So I know what the venue looks like. I set that up with 4 corners. So I'm expanding into this. So there's a space of spirit to use, of love and their memories and the soul. That's what I've created. So that is then that bridge of love. And then I expand upwards, my consciousness, my spirit, until I feel my spirit just cross that bridge of light, and we reach spirit. I don't visualize anything. This is just me setting the intention. Yeah. So then it's, once we've got that, I become one with spirit. So remember our role as mediums. There's the spirit. There's your spirit. Our job is to make sure there's no separateness. Now, then I bring them back across the bridges. I'm ready to go. How I work, I know it's always taught that spirit can use our memories. I was taught that. And for the longest time, I don't believe it to be true. I believe there's their spirit with all their experience, or everything they want to share. They know. Yeah. There's my spirit. Yeah. But it's got to come through my brain, through my memories. So my brain will still get involved. It has to. I'm breathing, I'm talking, I'm interacting with the audience. But so there are times when the brain will get involved. And with names, sometimes I go, oh, left side of the brain name, that's wrong. I'll give it in case it's right. But 99 out of 10, the name that comes in, it's just experience. Now the name just drops in through the love, through the frequency of the love that we've created. And once I've done all of that, any fears of a show have gone, because there's my safety, there's my confidence, it's done. So as I get into the venue, I've already set it all up. So it's done from a place of security, a place of safety, like place of like, it's done. I've set it up. It's fully, and I enjoy doing it. So just before I go on or step in front of people, I'll stand at the back. I'm checking in. I'm not doing it again. I'm just checking in. Have I gone quiet? Yep. Okay. There's that love. How's that love feeling? Oh, feel that in the room. Oh, yeah, look at that. Oh, there's a power. Oh, feel that light. And then am I drawn to it for my first link? And I might cheat a little bit. Well, I'm going to go first. We'll see what happens. And it builds up. Then I connect. Then you connect up. And it's almost like, imagine like a film where you've got that portal around your container, and you step into it. Shoom, off you go. And when you've done that, there is, and again, this is only because I do it a lot, there is no fear of getting up in front of people, because I've done the work. Start warming up. I mean, but then there's a contrast. There's a lady who we both know, and I think the world of her is TJ Higgs. She goes like that, and she's in the zone. I hate her sometimes. She can literally be talking on the phone. I've seen her do it. She's incredible. She'll just talk, then she's in the zone. I can't do that. That's not my mediumship. And when I'm done. At the end of a show, I could look at a mobile phone. So I do all this to get my mobile phone up. I plug myself in, build this up, get the power up, put the SIM card in, get the connection. But when the battery's flat after 2 hours, I'm done.
And would you deal with people, the other way, say, from that morning, and you're having your shower and you're listening to your music, and you're like, that's intention. Your intention is just building your intention up, I suppose, for the venue. Do you deal with people? Are you on your phone? Are you just like?
Yeah. I mean, I've on the way. I mean, as I'm getting ready, the phone goes. The only time I need absolute isolation is when I get there. I want those 40 minutes.
Okay.
I'm getting ready. I've got just stepped in the shower, jump out the shower, and the phone goes. Or something happens. Yeah. If I'm driving, I don't. If I'm driving, a friend of mine's got Elizabeth, and she texts me, I'll answer it, because. But the minute I get to the venue, I'm outside. That's it. I'm just in, and I'm in that space of preparation.
Yeah.
And the experience comes like I can joke and laugh with the audience, and then just I'm back with them, and that only comes from experience.
Yeah. And how do you know when you're ready? How do you know? Like, I know you can do that now, but for to develop a medium, how do you? Is it just a decision? You just go, right, today's the day. The switch goes from off to on.
Practice with no expectations, with no demands, no attachments, no. And you say to me, I'm going to come into your house. I'm going to. You say to me, my first business card said developing medium.
Yeah,
I say I'm coming around to practice, and I'd say thank you for letting me practice. Whatever we get's a bonus. A charity night, a fundraiser night, where literally you do a fundraiser and you might raise, say, £500. You say to them, look, we're in front of the game. We're all ahead of the game now. £500 raised. You've got a night out, and you let me practice.
Yeah.
And that way, someone says, oh, you didn't do very well. So, no, I'm practicing. Because I had a student once, and they did that, and some comes up to them afterwards and said, "Yeah, you weren't very good, were you?" And she got upset. I said, "No, you should have told her. I'm just fucking practicing.
Yeah.
If I get up at night and people pay to come see me work, if I have a shit night, which thank God I don't, then people can moan because I'm doing it a lot. But that's only because I'm not any better than Kaylin. It's just that Kaylin is a bit, isn't as far along the journey as I am.
Mm.
And she'll make her own beautiful, unique medium. But you will, Ken. You're going to be you, and you're going to be awesome. You're going to be amazing because you will give spirit your love and your commitment, and they will respond as you work on yourself. This is all making sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Makes
Perfect.
sense. Absolutely.
Perfect.
How can I ask you another question?
Yeah, sure.
How, I love the fact that you're saying you're bringing in the stillness and the silence.
Yep.
How do you deliver, like when you were talking about suicide there, I was even feeling the emotion of that. The thought of it is just like, oh my God, I'd get really emotional. How do you separate yourself to deliver that message? How do you do that?
Because you've done two things. You've done the
Yeah.
long-term work on yourself,
Yeah.
and we see life for what it is. It's a gift. It's wonderful, but it's just this briefest
Yeah.
moment in experience. Then also, when you've done your attunement, you've quieted everything. Your emotions aren't in the way. Very rarely do I get pulled into an emotion of a reunion because it's not mine. A lot of people go, "Oh, I'm so tired at the end of the night, and I've got." No, well, then you haven't got out of the way properly. Psychic works different. If I'm giving someone a tarot reading, I can't do 4 of those back to back because I'll be wiped out. That's only me.
It's different energy.
Yeah.
Absolutely, totally, million percent. But with the mediumship, is that if for example, I had to go through some stuff that I said I had to go through some stuff last weekend about my son. Long story, but it's meant that I'm now in that place to work with children and their parents. But it's a journey. So it's things with suicide is I don't judge it. I go, yeah, okay. And the one I had the other night about what he did beautifully, I missed it was the son because what he was doing, I thought it was a cousin because or a brother because he showed me that big darkness around him. Now I know there's no such thing as demons and demonic stuff when we do our work.
Yeah.
So I just knew it was darkness. I said, this man is sharing just how depressed he was. And why did he push that so much? Because she was saying about the depression. I said, I know it's depression. She went, yeah, I know too. And again, in that line of everything's multi-layered, multifaceted, he shared how much she did for him. But what was brilliant, and again, I couldn't confirm it with her, but I can only share what he was showing me. She came up after I had a chat and she said, I'm so glad he spoke about the depression. I knew it's depression, but he'd been diagnosed 2 weeks before with adult ADHD. I knew it's depression. I went, why do you think he was so emphatic on sharing that to validate for you what his memory is? Again, in terms of spirit.
It's fascinating, absolutely fascinating. And I see that you mentioned the word attunement a few minutes or a few times. What's attunement mean for you?
Attunement to me is literally attuning every part of me into my work. And that is 3 layers. The attunement is quieting the physical body, emotions, mind and body. That then it's building up, then it's sitting in that power of love and becoming, again, when we talk about love and unconditionally, that's a journey. We can't, I'm in a place where I've worked so much of myself. I've been through so much like this medicine journey. I've been wrung out so many frigging times that when I say I can be loved, it just is. So you get that place and you build that up, and then from there it comes out from the soul. That's when you're light. People say, I love you light around you, and that's what it is. You're in that place of love that you're then sharing unconditionally. So that then builds and shares with the audience and they pick up on it. So that's the place of love. There's the bridge of, and our final part is connecting with spirit. So we get out of the way more and more. So we feel our own essence. Remember, the most important link you'll ever do is with yourself. If you can't link with your own spirit, your own soul, how the friggin' hell can you do mediumship? Because it's not you doing mediumship. You'll see mediums on platform. These ones who've got a year's experience, they're working from the brain. They're going psychic.
Yes.
Because they haven't got the frigging brain out of them. So they're going psychic. You'll see it. Oh, your dad had a pair of black shoes. Yes, he did. Oh, he also had you've got a bad neck. No, that's all might be right. You're feeling any different. Our role is so we get up to I get it. I call it going to what I was talking to get to that 0 point of nothingness, of just being. Then we keep raising that energy, raising until we go, oh, hello there, spirit. I mean, I don't sense. I just know it happens. This is the ultimate trust and the knowing. Then this attunement's in place. Then I bring it all back. Here's that bridge for you to use. I'm creating that space, that frequency, that energy for spirit to use.
Yeah.
I am the mobile phone for them to use. They're doing the call. So I set it all in place. There's that bridge of light. There's that space from spirit to come into our frequency. There's that space of love, the memories and the soul that they can use. And then we've got space. Then my job is to make sure I've got the silence. I'm out of the way. I don't stand there like a zombie. I joke and I laugh. But I know I'm out of the way. But again, that comes from experience. Okay, so that's it. You know, you see, this is a slow path of development for the medium,
Very
for
slow.
the leadership that's already in place.
Yeah. Agree.
And can I just add, even if you get a little bit emotional, that's okay. You know, I get emotional every now and then because it touches your soul. It shows that you're human because you've felt those emotions that those two people are going through. You know, you're connecting to people. How come, you know, it's normal to feel emotions sometimes. But as long as you're not standing up there sobbing like a banshee, you know, like, you know, there's got to be an element of professionalism there. But
Yeah.
it's okay to wipe away a tear. It just shows that you're human. I know our fairy godfather, Bill, he gets touched by emotions every now and then. I get touched by emotions every now and then, and that's okay.
Oh, I haven't seen
You're
it in a medium.
human.
What I
Yeah, I
would
haven't seen that yet.
Really?
Yeah, no, I haven't seen it, and I'm watching for it, and I'm like, it's like they've separated completely that they're able to deliver the message, and I'm like, I wouldn't be able to deliver that because I'd be too overwhelmed with the emotion of that connection that I wouldn't know what to do. But I suppose that's me developing. Sorry, go on.
no, you're beautiful, and you're absolutely beautiful because what you're doing, so Bex, I feel, I
Mm.
feel it. And so, well, now what we've got to say, well, how do we work through that? Like with Glenn, she gets it occasionally. What I would suggest, if a particular type of reading or type of reunion is really affecting you, what work do you need to do on yourself that you haven't done for that situation? What does Anne need to? Because because what's happening, it's triggering something deep within you.
Yeah, but I don't know what that is.
Then,
I'm like, what more work can I do?
then,
I'm just like, for God's
Mhm.
sake.
oh,
Yeah, exactly.
the job
Yeah,
then is then to sit in the quiet and go, okay, let's say something's come up. At the
yeah,
end of the night or the next day, you say, okay, body, let's sit together. Remember, the body knows, the body keeps score. The body always
yeah,
tell you, the body always wins.
yes,
Painful
absolutely.
lesson for me. That was this last couple of years. The body always wins.
Yeah,
So you close your eyes and go, okay, buddy, what's that about? What are we feeling? What version of Anne does that affect? What little girl version does it affect? What grown up version of Anne has been triggered by that?
yeah,
And then what? So what are spirit doing? They're bringing the healing for you. Remember, we often mirror
yeah,
readings.
yes. Mm.
We often mirror, and this is where we get. This is where it goes way past getting a nano or a grant. This is what are spirits showing you that is you need to heal to make you a more not the more of a complete medium.
Yeah. It's kind of like not worthy
Go on.
to deliver the message that I didn't experience that maybe, or maybe I did and I don't know. But it's who am I to interfere with this what is amazing, you know, that kind of way. I kind of feel like I'm in the way, then I'm like, I need to step out of the way. It's just felt.
Think what you're saying. You're telling me your life story. I'm not. I don't. I'm in the
Let's
way.
say.
But can we try something? I can put you on the spot. Can we try something, Anne?
Absolutely, go
Right,
for
close
it.
your eyes. Close your eyes. And just hear my voice and just go, okay, what's going on? Let the heart race. Doesn't matter. Just
Go.
gonna sit for a minute together. Just gonna enjoy it. And this is an exploration. This is when I teach. I don't call it teach. I call it exploring each. You're exploring yourself, and just going the words you said. Just ask your body, what version of me doesn't feel they're good enough? What version of me doesn't feel I can't ask that question? What version of me? And then just feel your body gives you an answer of an age. So just feel into it. It's just doing just literally just a minute things going. What part of me? What little? And if you feel uncomfortable, where does it feel uncomfortable? If you're a bit sweaty, where are you getting sweaty? What thoughts? What is your body sharing with you? And then you ready, just open your eyes. It was a very quick exercise to start to feel where that blockage is. There you go. I felt a shift.
Yeah, you can feel it in your body.
Yeah,
Feel it.
I
Feel it
saw.
everywhere.
There you
Hands
go.
sweating, chest,
Yeah,
heart. Yeah, I feel it all.
because that's the cause of why you're getting emo. And as Glenda said, we all get emotional. I got pulled in something the other week. I cried in front of 150 people. And I'm like, okay, I owned it. But
Yeah.
I'm at a place where I've done, and again, it's only our journeys. Is that
Yeah.
if you're, oh, Bex, I'm wondering about emotional. Oh God, I won't be good enough. Oh, I won't be good enough. Yes, you
Yeah.
will. Because if you're working with Spirit and you're doing your best, Spirit are going to be more than happy every time you work for them.
Mm.
I always check in and I go, like, I messed that bit up. I go, it doesn't, this, I missed something the other night. Well, okay, I missed something.
Yeah. Maybe I see crying as a weakness, get back in there, soldier,
Tell me
in
about it.
front of people. Yeah.
Tell me about it.
Anyway,
Yeah.
it's just fascinating. Thank you so much,
And
Bex.
you're so welcome, my lovely. It's an absolute joy
Thank
to talk
you.
to you. You've
Yeah.
And
got,
you
Thank you,
too.
you've
Anne.
got, Anne, you've got the most
Yeah.
beautiful energy. You've got the most beautiful energy, Anne. You truly have.
Oh,
I,
thank
I
you.
want to see.
Uh-huh.
I want to see you step into your power so much. I'm sure I don't know what you do over in Ireland, but you have got such a light around you, darling. It's beautiful. Truly.
Oh,
Bex,
God, it made me
Anne and
cry. I'm
I,
feeling that.
Anne and I are going to try come next year to the big thing, the big
Yeah,
weekend.
we're going next
Oh,
year
P-
to
PJ
TJ.
and friends.
Yeah,
We're
you would,
we're
like,
te
girls,
we're
you would love
teeing
it.
it up.
yeah, we
You would
We're
are.
love it.
teeing it up.
Well, if you, I know, what if you're over for a bit, we can arrange some other stuff as well. You come to some of my nights, or we arrange something. We'll just if you're coming over with
What
David,
if,
and
what
Yeah.
if we take Bex back to Ireland? Take Bex back to
I'll come back
Ireland
to
with
Ireland,
Liz and
come to
Des in
Australia. I'm
Ireland.
there.
Yes.
How do you? What's that? Now, what would the accent be? A cross between Irish and Australian accent. I wonder what that would sound like. Anyway, I digress.
We'll
Yeah,
find.
and great questions. I hope they
Thank you.
helped.
Thank you, everyone. Yeah.
Right. Just going back to the Facebook. I know Ben's got some questions as well. They're in the chat, but I'm going to come back to Facebook so don't feel left out. So Kirsty says hello. I think Kirsty's
Hi, Kirsty.
She's your mate, isn't she?
I know
Uh,
Kirsty. That's what I think it
when
is.
Wendy Evans says good advice there, Bex. Lee Scott Mannering says good morning, all.
Good morning, Lisa and her husband run the most amazing spirit centre.
Oh, okay.
If
Lillian.
Lisa's watching, maybe get in touch with you and get you and Bill down there one time.
Oh yeah. Oh, well, I'll be up for that. Where is that? Where is that based?
Basildon, Lisa, remind me. I'm hoping it's blimey, is it his name's right in my head? Her husband's name's right in my head. Oh, he's going to kill me, her husband. They're the loveliest couple. It's who I think it is, Lisa. And what's your husband's name, Lisa? I forgot. It's got it in my head. I can see his face.
Scott.
Scott. No, it's
Scott.
not. No, it's not Scott. Oh, never mind. Never mind. Oh, I think I'm doing their spirit centre in September. I think. Can't remember.
Oh, nice. Lillian.
Lovely people.
Lillian says good morning as well.
Good morning.
And Barbara Duffy has said Anne is a breath of fresh air. So I need to add that
Yes.
You are.
comment in there as well. Right.
And you'll have to get Bex on your podcast.
She's muted, but yes, she's nodding.
Yes. And Jem
Yes.
Bow says, love you, Bex.
I love you too.
Saw you last winter and changed my opinion of mediums. Oh, very powerful. Very powerful.
Isn't it? Isn't it?
It is. Right. I know Ben's in the room. Ben put his comments in the chat. So Ben's got two questions. I think good questions. So Bex, first one is, what signs tell you that your connection is strong and clear?
What signs? Ben, what do you mean by signs?
I think it's probably where do you get the how do you know that you've got your connection or your link to spirit, if I'm correct, Ben?
Okay, I love that. For me, when we talk about spiritualism or mediumship, there's the clairs, isn't there? There's clair. I believe everything is centered on clairsentience, the sensing, the feeling, the knowing. From that comes clairaudience, clairvoyance, claircognizance, clear sniffing.
Clear knowing.
So that's my view.
Yeah.
So everything for me, Ben, is clairsentience, claircognizance, I think they call it now as well. So for me, everything starts with a sensing, a feeling that becomes a knowing. I make a joke. I don't see, when I work, I always start I make a lot of jokes. And one of the things I say about how I work, I'm not clairvoyant. I don't see them, Ben. I mean, I make a joke, but it's true. If I was doing a dem and one of your loved ones stood next to me, fully manifested, waving at me, I would truly shit a brick. Don't see them. Don't see them. When I was first developing, I thought everyone saw them. I thought clairvoyance was mediumship. That's what I was told. If you can't see them, you know what I mean? That's what I thought. No. Do I see them in my eye, in my mind? Very rarely, because I mean, if you describe a nan, grey hair, glasses, wrinkly, but what about when she was 35? I got taught a lesson a long time ago. I was on a course with a medium, and I was working with someone. I got my nan, but my nan appeared as a 40-year-old stunning woman. Well, I couldn't take her. You know what? But we had this illusion that when people pass over, they're going to come back the way they were just before they passed. Well, they do. Why? Because that's how you remember them most. So for me, coming back to Ben's question, is I don't say I'm not clairvoyant. I'm not clairaudient. I have my own views. I have my own views how I believe that all works. But I'm clairsentient. So literally, it comes down to the ultimate trust. And where does trust come from? Experience. Where does confidence come from? Experience. So I know if I'm sitting here now and say, Ben, right, I'm making this all up. I know because it's my experience. I know the difference between me making up a story now for you, Ben, going, man, oh, Ben, I've got a man here. It's your granddad. His name's Alfred. He loves you. And you grew up in the days you were 12 years old. That's me making up a story. I know that's my imagination. If I then have gone my chin, I'm not working time. When I work tomorrow night, I know when I get in front of the audience, I know the difference because it's my experience. I just trust it. And that trust comes the more you do. And that trust comes from trusting yourself. And that comes from the journey for the medium again. Can you see how it's all a big frigging circle? It's just a big circle. And we go round and round and we forget. So we go, well, like, oh, okay. You haven't got to break the circle. You can say it expands. But yeah, for me, it's literally that I don't look for signs. I just go, I know.
I know.
I'll give you a silly example. Happened to me a couple of weeks ago. I was working this, in fact, it was a suicide. This youngish guy came through for this woman, and her husband was his best friend. But she was also very close to him as well. And I finished by saying, look, I have a thing. I love symbols. I love signs. We all talk about white feathers. I mean, white feathers are wonderful. It's culturally what we use. But you've got to be careful of the context of where you receive a white feather. Quick, by the way, story. I was once living on a second floor flat, lovely flat with nice gardens. One day I've looked out in the morning and there's like 150 grey and white feathers. It's either a great sign from my dad or a fox had his breakfast, you know?
Bald bird flying around somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. So,
I had yesterday.
Yeah. So what? So with this lady, it was right for the end. I said, look, this is really random. Just watch out for the white feather. He's going to send you a white feather. I said, look, I made a joke saying, look, I don't have an issue with white feathers, but it's the white feather. I think he's taking the piss, whatever it was. We had our break, like it's interval. So she's gone out vaping. She's coming. She's going, look. I said, what? She's having a vape and a white feather appeared on her jean trouser. Boom. So spirit have gone to me, have that one. Trust us, because I am a petulant child. When it comes to spirit, I'm a pet. I always say to people, I'll probably cross over before you lot do. Don't come looking for me when you cross over, because I'm going to be in that spiritual naughty step for a couple hundred years. I'm in so much shit when I get there, because I go, what, really? It's like how they gave me it's how they gave me the name, Rebecca. I can tell if you want, I'll tell you the story of that. That's a crazy story as well, how they gave me my name. And it's like, so coming back to what you said about signs, Ben, it's just, I don't look for, I just am. So when I'm in the zone, it just comes from the experience, and everyone can find that place. Because if you haven't done it, you go, oh, was that my imagination? Oh, I don't know. Was it? Well, give it off. How does it feel? Oh, and then when someone goes, oh my God, I can take everything, you wasn't imagining it. And bit by bit, your brain gets trained by quiet down, quiet down, quiet down. Here's my consciousness. Here's my spirit going, okay, now it can come back through the brain, and out it comes. But my brain still gets in the way sometimes. It's human. Oh, thank you, Ben. Yeah. Did that answer your question, Ben? Did that answer the first question? Just nod.
So. Yeah. Yes, you have. More than so. Thank you, Bex.
Oh, Ben, my absolute pleasure, my friend. Absolute pleasure.
Well, there's another one, Bex, that Ben asked, which I think is important as well, because I think all of us go through this, and that is, how do you manage expectations when clients come wanting specific outcomes, like they want to hear from dad, or they want to be told when they're going to meet their future husband or wife, or whatever it might be?
Right. Well, there's two sides to that. You're talking about psychic reading and mediumship reading. First of all, I don't get the chance to do one-to-one mediumship readings because I have to go through the same attunement for a one-to-one reading as I do for a show or a dem. So if I get a day off, I just go under the duvet. I just withdraw. I'm a typical Leo. We're great on the outside, but we need to withdraw a lot. I'm a typical Leo. So with the psychic reading, I always say, and I've stolen this from Tony Stockwell, because I went on some of his courses about 15, 20 years ago. He said there's no such thing as fortune telling. There is future potential and future possibilities. I've stolen that from him, and I quote him, and I quote all the other people I nick stuff from. And I love that. But there is, because if we look at fortune telling, right now, spirits show me stuff sometimes about the nights where people are going to be sitting and I freak out because how does it work? Now, if there is such thing as fortune telling, this is where we go down a rabbit hole. It can only be one of two things, as far as I'm aware. Either everything is mapped out, so that psychic is tapping into that timeline. So if everything is already mapped out, that means we have no free will. Well, of course we have free will. That's why we're here. Or it's already happened, and time is just an eternal loop, and everything happens in one moment. In which case, your head explodes. Or I just go clever buggers. But I don't think my role is to do fortune telling. Because if you say to someone, well, where does it stop? You say to someone, you're going to meet a husband called Phil. They're waiting for Phil for 30 years and miss out on John, who could have been their soulmate. I had a woman once say to me, this is the extreme. This woman was told by some fucking psychic when she was in her 20s, she was going to die at 47.
Yeah, that happens.
What has she done to that woman for her whole life? The response we have is huge. And when we come to the mediumship as well, and I'm not going to mention whose name it was, but years and years and years and years and years ago, I had a karate school. I come home late at night and watch certain mediums on telly. There's this one woman, I'm not going to mention names, and she's gone, I've got a man here, I've got a young man here, stabbed in the heart, mum's in the audience. And I thought, my God, that's amazing. I wouldn't live it that way myself, but what an amazing piece of mediumship. Anyway, the mother took the microphone and this medium went in front of loads of people on stage. She went, Mummy, I'm dying in a pool of blood, Mummy. Where are you, Mummy? I don't want to die, Mummy. Where are you, Mummy? This mum went catatonic. You could see her just going complete shock. How fucking so I'm swearing, how outrageous that medium, based purely on ego, because that spirit would never deliver that message that way, ever. And you can hear me. I get triggered. I don't get triggered by bad music. I don't get triggered by music when people are trying and expanding. I get triggered by people's egos in the way.
Yeah,
and that's what. And that so coming back to what Ben was asking, does that? I hope that answers your question.
It certainly does. Thank you very much,
Ben. You're so welcome. You're so welcome. So
Thank
welcome.
you, Ben. Yeah, good questions.
By the way, loving
Superman.
T-shirt.
But what else have we got here? So we've got Steve would love to hear more in a podcast about Beck's ayahuasca journey.
Yeah, I mean, for those that don't know, that there are the indigenous sacred plant medicines of the South American jungle, which is ayahuasca, and ayahuasca is a sacred, in fact, anything like even mushrooms that people dabble in. Sacred medicine. Tobacco is, forget the stuff in cigarettes. Tobacco from the jungle is a sacred medicine. It's the father of the medicines. And ayahuasca is known as grandmother. It's actually two. It's a vine and a leaf, because what it is, it's DMT. And without going to too rabbit holes, the body can't. They call it the spirit molecule. Some great books you can read. But ayahuasca is for me such a sacred medicine. You can't do it you can't. I once spoke to someone that they went to an ayahuasca party. No, it's like anything we do with our work. Our work is sacred, and so is the plant medicine work is sacred as well. And Ben asked the question about. I want to come back to Ben's question about if someone comes to you and they want just one person. Well, my first question would be, okay, why? Why do you want one person? If they say, well, you get them. Well, yeah, but what I do with people is, I am all for trying to fulfill needs and expectations, but what are those needs and expectations? So if they've come from me and they say, you tell me, well, you want to hear from one person, well, who do you want to hear from? If you want to make it that specific, well, no, you tell me. Well, that's like going to a doctor and the doctor saying, what's wrong? And you go, I'm not well. And the doctor says, well, what's wrong? No, you tell me, doctor. What are your symptoms? Well, you tell me, doctor. It has to be with a one-to-one, right? On a dem, it's a collaboration. It's when I do a show, we're on we're all on a journey together. We are all on this healing journey of reunions together. And if someone goes to a one-to-one, it happened to me the other night. So I've got some of these stories. There was a lady, she's 80 odd. Her husband passed 4 months before. He's come through, and I can feel her go, yeah. It was so specific. Anyway, afterwards, I'm chatting to her, and I know her daughter quite well. And she went, yeah, but I was waiting for the special word. Well, that was a waste of a reunion. And I said, okay. I said, what was the word? She went, ditto. He always said ditto. I said, oh, okay. She said, I went and saw him about 4 weeks after he died, and he came through with that word. I said, so he's come through once already with that fucking word. So what you're saying is every time you now see him, if that word doesn't get used, even though he's used it to show you it's him, well, who are you testing? You're not testing the medium. You're testing your husband. Oh, if you love him, but he goes, I've done it already. You wouldn't expect him to phone up every single time he rang up when he was alive, going ditto, love, ditto. And I found that very frustrating because there's this beautiful woman, 80 odd, lost her husband for like, I don't know, say 50 odd years. And she's waiting for one word, but she's already had the word once. The first thing he did after he passed was give her what she wanted. But she can't move on from that and say, okay, let me feel him. I said, feel him. Remember, our work is, we've got to create the evidential profile. But often when I do a dem now, I say to her, let's say I've got someone's dad and I can feel the love flowing to the daughter. I'll just say to him, just be quiet a minute. Now feel him. Just feel him. You've not feel him because within that silence is its own conversation. Within that silence is its own dialogue. Remember, spirit energy is instant. Done. So when we open up to that feeling is instant. The healing is instant. The voice can sometimes get in the way. You can't stand all for an hour and a half to do this. Obviously not. But sometimes, and then the hug comes in, saying, "What can he hug you?" And that's where the hugs from heaven come in. Because what happens is I've expanded my energetic field around her, she's around me, and I get out of the way so much of my own energetic field. His energetic or her energetic field comes in. It's not overshadowing, but it's like overshadowing. Like it's not trance, but it's like trance. Is the best way of describing it. Then as I'm hugging someone, their frequency, their spirit becomes so one with me that they are feeling it spirit to spirit. Then it becomes a physical manifestation of the experiencing of their hug. And then the next stage is I say, open your heart. And as we're hugging, that love flows in and they get filled with it. And that's where it's transformational. But that comes from, back to what Ben was saying, is for me, people come to expectations based on what they think they need. Spirit know what they need.
It needs, absolutely.
Ooh,
I would say that's no, I say that as well. I say to people, look, I'm going to give you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear, because what you want to hear, that's not where the healing is. What you need to hear is what you've not thought about as where the healing is going to be.
And I think the challenge for us as mediums, and I say this because I'm talking to fellow mediums, is I challenge sometimes when you do one-to-ones, if they've seen you in a show and they come to a one-to-one, they expect the level to go from here to there. And you say, well, I'm just doing the same thing. Nothing's changed. I mean, I did a house party last night and I loved it. I know the family a little bit. And what it was, there was 8 members, all of one family. Beautiful. So family members just came through. The husband came through. His dad, granddad had a half an hour. Then the mum has never been through. Like the nan's mum came through. And lovely. But they didn't have any individual expectations. But if you do one-to-ones and they go, right, well, I want this. I've seen you do a show. It should be a lot better. But it's the same thing. So I'm putting your radio on. Whether you have your radio on in the car or at home, it's still just a frigging radio. You might have better speakers, but it's still the same radio show.
Mm. Yeah. I always find the difference between one-to-ones and show work anyway, because just me personally, when I'm on a platform, the energy is higher for me personally. It's more buzzy. So when I go into a one-to-one, for me, it just feels not flat, but it's completely different.
It's different because you haven't got that whole room of energy around you. That's the difference as well. Yeah. But the other thing is what I wanted to throw in there as well was when they're coming in with that expectation and you're giving it a one-to-one reading, you have to be, I had to learn this earlier on because I found I was challenged with that sort of thing, Ben. And for me, it was about standing in your power. You are in control of this reading. Yeah. You have to control this reading. You have, if you just let the person that comes, that client, dictate how you want the reading to be done, you've just lost it. You're the one that has to take control of this. You're the middleman, remember?
Yeah. And you're right. That's where you can teach the structure of one-to-one sittings. I'm not in love with them. I do them. I enjoy them. But my passion is creating that energetic container of love as a frequency that I then am working. So I reach more people. That's my role this lifetime. I do something called recreation readings that are very different to mediumship, very different to tarot, to psychic. It's a mixture of both really, and they're quite popular. But I find for me, and it's find your path. Kazza might find that her passion is just doing one-to-ones, all perfect. But it's finding where your passion is, and my passion is is Deming. Literally, when I get in front of people, that's when I come alive. That's where I'm my happy place, because I lose all my other shit going in my head. But that's me. But a lot of people go, "Oh, Bex, I never want to do platform." Don't do platform then.
Do it then. Yeah,
Don't
that's
do it.
important to say. That's important to say, because I think sometimes people get dragged on the platform and they don't want to do it, and it scares them.
Yeah.
I was told once by a lady at the Arthur Findlay College when I went a couple of years ago. She gave me a reading. She told me to slow down, slow down a bit. But this was 2018, I think it was. And she said, because she knew of a person who got taken out by this medium who told them, "Oh, I can get you out there and I can sell you and all that business." The person got on platform, never worked in mediumship ever again.
There you go.
Because experience frightened them so much,
There you go.
because they weren't ready for it and they didn't want to do it. So if you don't want to do it, don't do it. Your mentor could say to you all day long, "Oh, you could be a platform medium." Well, that's what you might think I can, but I don't want to. So then don't do it. Don't do anything you don't want to do.
If I've got a student who's never done platform and we're in a class situation and they get in front of, do the one thing I make them do, just one. Get up. Stay in front of people. Just say hello. My name is. Sit down again. What? Just say hello. What do you mean? Just say hello. What's your name? Hello, my name's Fred. Okay, thanks, Fred. Sit down.
Yeah.
That it? Yeah. Are you okay doing that? Yeah, we'll come back up then. Say hello, my name's Fred, and tell me one sentence about yourself. Now sit down. What we're doing, when I used to teach karate, I had parents say to me all the time, I want you to give my child confidence. I'd say, I can't give your child confidence. It's already in there. All I can do is unlock it. And that's the same when you have a teacher. When you've got students in mediumship, they're scared enough about not getting a link. They're scared of not getting it right. They're scared the teacher won't like them. They're scared what the other people's going to think of them. So if you just get them up and say hello, and then make a joke. Do you fancy the girls here? Do you fancy anyone? Ha ha ha! Joke. Sit down. So what you're doing, you're slowly and gently expanding their comfort zone for them. So they get and go, don't get it. Just next step might be come up, just close your eyes and go, can you feel it? Just, oh, hello. Okay, sit down. I've got a man. Okay, that's lovely. Say hello to him. Yeah, sit down. Or whatever they need. They get, actually, I've got some. And then what I'll do is, so there's no pressure, close your eyes, feel him. And then just put your hands up. Where does that love, the light, whatever you see, where's it saying? It's take me this way. Trust it. Oh, got someone's mum, Joan. And the woman goes, that's my mum, Joan. And then the person who's done it the first time goes, well, I've got a dead person. Yeah, you've got a dead person who's not dead. Because that's our job. We're working with dead people who aren't dead. I try and make jokes, but once you get someone up and they slowly expand, they may go, I never want to do it again. Don't do it again then. But you're creating a safe space. Sorry.
I've also seen the difference to working over in the UK platform to working in Australia platform. It's so different.
What way?
The challenge of the recipients, the people that are coming for the mediumship. I find with mediumship in the UK, most people that go to a show, a church, they're either most of the people in the audience are developing mediums. They know about mediumship. They've been to a few demonstrations, and they almost know how to behave. In Australia, you are so tested. There is not a spiritual church on every corner. There is no spiritual church. You can give evidence and they will still say no. So you have to bring that evidence around in 3 different ways before they even understand it. So it's more of a challenge, and they're not as open as they are in the UK.
I think
I just find that there's such a difference to working over there to working over here. And
yeah,
I don't know. I just find it challenging more than in the UK.
I think in the UK we need to differentiate between the types of people we're reaching. You're talking about those that might be at a Spiritus church and they've got other mediums. My night, let's say I've got 150 people, whatever it might be. I can guarantee there'll be 30 or 40, maybe say 20 people who've never seen a medium. There'll be near enough half that have never seen me. There'll be those that come on numbers, because I think my audiences are more probably not that dissimilar to yours in Australia, because those that go to spiritual churches, and this is the thing, one of my challenges is about mediums that just do church. There's nothing wrong with just being a church. There's nothing wrong with just being a church medium, but it's restrictive in the type of person the recipient you're working with. So I think I totally agree. Often you'll go to spiritual church or spiritual center, and there's you can see the media, you can see the energy going. I've heard about you, but let's see if you're any good. You're really any good. Sometimes you got a medium in the audience, and their energy just boosts you because they're so open, so beautiful. I was working with, in fact, it happened to me in Jenny. I was working with the lady in the front row, her mum. I said, "You do this?" She says, and I was working with her mother, and I said, "Your mum's not, your mum's a narcissist," and she went, "Yeah, but she's never used that word. Well, she has now." So that medium, what her healing was needed was helping her with the relationship with her mum to help her mediumship. My phone's buzzing. So does that make sense? But I totally agree with you, Glenda. I mean, there are different. I don't know if David finds it when working in the churches and the nights he does with Bill. It's very different. And the churches, the church. I don't do I don't often do it. In fact, I don't do Sunday services of church. They invite me to do. I do what they call Saturday night specials for them to help them raise money for their church. So I'm giving more leeway. I will never swear in a church, but I'm giving more leeway to be Becs as opposed to if you do an SNU church, I think they still want you to do no more than 7 minutes a link. Well, I just do my own thing, and I'm allowed to do that if I'm doing a church special. But there is definitely, you're exactly right, and you do get those, especially. Do you know the most challenging nights, Glenda, can be the charity nights, because people come along to help raise money and they go like, "Go on then, I've paid me money, prove it," and I'll go, "I ain't interested." But exactly right, Glenn. Totally agree with you.
Yeah. So just being conscious of time here as well. Sorry, Glenn, to cut you off. Just to give some comments here as well from Facebook, because I need to give Bex some compliments here as well. Hang on a minute. Just have 1 minute. So Jenna Nicholas says, whenever I go to see Beck's Dems, I always come away feeling my husband closer, even though I didn't get a reading. She always emphasizes on how spirit are always around us.
That's it.
There you go.
That's it.
And Jay Mannering says, so scary to know what to believe and what not to believe, but it loves your work because you can tell you are honest and open about things as well.
Jane, Jane, my lovely, all you got to do is you close your eyes, put your hand on your heart and go, "Okay, body, what's the truth? Where am I?" And you'll get the answer. Your body knows. The body knows. It will tell you. And the thing is, the body will never lie to you.
Absolutely.
Of course, we're repetitive.
What else have we got? Anyone else in the Zoom room got any questions? Because some of you might have a burning question. You haven't, it's fine. But just one last question then, Beck, because someone has put it here, but I'm going to paraphrase it. So Sarah Walters is watching. And she said, I've never heard anything from my late husband, but we both believe in the spirit world. She's heard from other, like a child, but not him. Perhaps he's busy. What are your thoughts on it? Do you have thoughts on why certain people don't come through, or it takes them a long time to come through?
Right. This is multi-layered again. So the first thing, the weakest link in any reunion is the medium. The medium comes with their own agenda of pain, of hurt, of grief, whatever it might be, judgment. So that's the first thing. Who's the medium? Where's the medium? What's going on with the medium? I don't mean who's the best medium, who's the complete medium, who's done, who's in a place to do it. And also, it's not a case of them, their spirit, they're eternal. There is no time or space on the other side, as we understand it. Just isn't, right? So it might be now. I don't know how long her husband's been passed.
Not mentioned.
Sometimes it can be, and I don't like the phrase, "Oh, you want it too much." You can never want it too much. But the reason why you might want it. Now, I can only give you an anecdotal story that happened to me a couple of months ago in Essex. I was doing this. I love a small venue, and it was like 40-odd people. It's lovely. It's a pub I do every so often. Love it. Anyway, this young girl was going out to the toilet 3 or 4 times, come back with a fresh glass of wine. So by the end of the night, she's technically what we call wankered. She was drunk as a skunk. I never judge, because it's not my place to judge grief. But I'm chatting to her at the end of the night and she's in pieces. She lost her dad 6 months before. All she wanted, she said, was a message from her dad. No, she didn't. She wants her dad back. That's where she's still at. I can't do that. I wish I could. I can't. So what does dad know? I'm not saying it was the reason, but my feeling would be if she had that reunion and it was beautiful and she got uplifted, she could then crash even more the next day. And the lesson I got taught was donkeys years ago, as I was just practicing. I did a house party. I'll never forget. This has got to be 15, 20 years ago. Just I was getting, well, 15 years ago, say. As a little house party in Brentwood, 6 people. And I mentioned her name. She won't mind mentioning her name. Haley, who became a dear friend of mine for a while. Her partner came through, had been gone 6 weeks. If I remember, I think he had a massive heart attack on the kitchen floor. Very young guy, right? He's come through like a steam train. My ego, I mean, this is new to me. I'm just developing. Oh, the stuff coming out of my mouth is this. She's like, fuck me. Whoa, I could do this. And she's going, yes, she's laughing. It got to a stage I thought I was on a wind up from her because everything came out of my mouth. She's going, yes, yes, yes. But what did I learn? The next day she rang me suicidal. Because that blending was nothing to do with the spirit or me. It was so powerful for her. She felt him so much like he was still there physically. So the next morning when she's crashed, because it's double realization, isn't it? She's had that given and then taken away. That was a humbling lesson for me, a humbling lesson. Because so when I had that woman, that young girl, and I'm not saying it's the same for this like, what's her name? What's her name? Just messaging, but I'm not saying it's that for a second, but it's they'll know. And I'm not saying so, but I learned that young. So I knew it wasn't a question for her dad. She wasn't in the right place to receive it, because I've had them come through the same day. I mean, the other night, my first 3 links were all funerals coming up. A mother-daughter just come from the mum's funeral that night. The next night was someone's other mum being buried, and the Friday was someone's dad being buried. So they didn't come through straight away. That Friday night, that Wednesday night, I actually had 1, 2, 3, my first 3 reunions. But coming back to this young girl's one, no matter what her dad said, it wouldn't have been enough. It made it even worse. I'm not saying that's right. I can only tell my feelings. And the same with the husband hasn't come through. Maybe it's not the right medium. Maybe there's something, remember, I think they choose us. The spirits choose us as well.
Yeah. I believe that.
Let's say we're all mediums, and the one spirit, we'd get one spirit between all of us. We'd all present him differently or her differently because we're different.
Yeah.
I've had, obviously I'm trans. I've had all sorts of gay people come through, and when spirit comes through, remember they come through in the space of the memory and the soul. If I've got a nan here who goes, oh, I don't like you, you're a bit of a puff. She doesn't mean it from spirit, but that's her memory. So if I use that word, and because the word got used the other night, and the granddaughters go, oh my God, that's so my nan, she'd use that word all the time. Yeah, she did. I'm not really.
Absolutely.
They don't judge. That's in the space of the memory. I call it the place of the memory and the soul. And it's different from the place of the spirit.
Absolutely.
So yes,
Thank
that
you,
lovely
Becs.
lady is for her husband. All I can share with you, my lovely, if you're still watching this, where else would he be but by your side? You don't need me. So I'm looking right at you now. Can't remember your name.
Sarah.
Sarah is just sit in the quiet, and you can do what I do. All you've got to do is look up, close your eyes, and it's quite in that conscious mind, that chat mind. I've got some meditations online on YouTube. I'm not trying to sell you anything. All free. We go through the exercise of quiet the conscious mind. In fact, some of the meditations will take you to a beach and you'll meet him, because that's where your souls are. That's where your spirits are. So it is that, and I can't begin to imagine what you're going through. I know it's like to lose a soulmate, but they're still alive. So I get it, but I don't get it. So it's a slow journey you're on, but just know, darling, Sarah, he'll walk with you. Because where else would he be? If it was reversed, where would you be? You'd be with him, wouldn't you?
Exactly right. Where would you be? Right with him.
And I've got to tell you something, Sarah. I assume from the way you're talking about, he's your soulmate. And again, I love the words soulmate and twin flames, but Jesus, are they overused? Are they buzzwords?
Yeah.
I
see your post.
Really? Oh, I love it with Instagram, but if I read one more twin flame fucking thing, it's like, really?
I did a post on that shit.
Oh, twin flames, they break your heart. Yeah, tell me about it. Thanks very much. Cheers. But it's what I'm getting to is it's like, so the same thing. It's like, but I've experienced what happens with your soul connection when you both cross over. It is sublime. It's exquisite, and I won't go into here, Sarah, but it's eternal. So yeah, loads of love.
I can hear. I can feel somebody's taking this message on this screen as well. Kaza.
Yeah. With my friend, so next I'll someone ask me a question.
Yeah, let's look at that. Yeah. I'll give some compliments as well, Bex. I've just lost my comments. Where have they gone? Well, someone just said, Bex, you are brilliant.
Oh, bless.
I'll have to find my comments just disappeared from my screen. That's great.
Christine said my mum and dad chose the mediums.
Yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure. Yeah, I'm not everyone's medium. There'll be spirit go. I'm working with Becs. And those that I get the best comment I ever get paid. Becs, you're honest. Because all we've got is our integrity and our trust and our honesty. And if I've got something wrong, I will say to them, well, I fucked that one up, didn't I? Yeah, I made a mistake. I don't go for, but if I made a mistake, I will say to an audience, I am struggling this one. I don't understand. I need your help. There's no more. If you did it every show for 2 hours, but I've got enough. I'm confident enough saying, I don't understand this. I've got this. Can someone help me? Let me share a recent one. I had a young guy who I knew he went like that. Gone, boof. He showed me, boof. It's like his words were such a shock. Well, okay, that should have given me a hint. I know that. So I'm working with this lady. It's an ex-boyfriend. Oh, so close. I said, I don't understand what he means. I know he posted like that, but he goes, it was such a shock. That's all I know. She went, exactly that. I said, what? And then she said to me, he was in the shower. He touched something electrical and died of electric shock and hit his head. I've never had that. That's out of my remit. I've never had someone die in a shower because they touched something electrical, ever. So that's me. And I'll say to her, thank you. I can learn from that. Remember, we're always learning.
Yeah.
This is one of my frustrations with the college, is that tutors and trainee tutors can't go on courses. That's how it was. It might have changed, but it's one of my pet little peeves. How do we grow? It's like... Anyway.
We'll talk about learning, Bex. To come to Kayleen's question there. So, Bex, what you said about that girl who became suicidal after that link you gave, she said, in hindsight, would you have given her that reading?
Right, that's a really good question.
If you'd have known. She
didn't commit. I'm going to say suicide. She felt suicidal that morning. So she wasn't suicidal. She didn't even think about it. So she was in that place of depression. Now, hindsight's wonderful. So I got an incredible... So I never edit my work. I just trust. So I have to trust that happened that way for a reason for both of us. Because maybe she needed to feel that, because she went on to meet... I haven't seen her in years, but I know she went on and got married. I think she got 2 or 3 children. So she moved away. So were they soulmates, her and this bloke? Probably not. When he passed, but I got such a learning curve from that, and it was my learning curve of going right. I always want to please. I'm a people pleaser. I'm working through that. I still want to please, but I've learned to say I've learned to use the word no. Right? I've learned to realize I am enough. Part of the journey. So if I'm working, I trust people bring through what they need to bring through. So with her, when I say she was suicidal, she ran up saying she felt suicidal. She wasn't. It was that depth. What I should have said was she went to an even depth of depression of missing him. And would it have made a difference? I think spirits still knew their job. Otherwise, why would they have done it? I got the most intense learning lesson from that, and maybe so did she. I have to trust it. But the minute you start editing what they're saying, you're trying to put yourself in charge. And we're not. It's like healing. I've a bit of a controversial view about healing. We are not healers. If you say to someone, I can heal you, you're owning their health. We are simply facilitators to help the flow of love, the flow of healing flow for them, through them, from the universe. If I do healing, I'm just a facilitator. So when it says, let me heal you, that's ego. Let me open you up to your own healing. Job done. And like with Sarah saying, go and you can sit with him. And and then what happens when I tell people to sit with their own loved ones, they go, yeah, but they won't talk to me. Well, they can't talk to you. Spirit can't talk to you. They've not got a voice box. You can't talk to spirit. If anyone says I have discussions with them, no, you don't. Not the way I was chatting to Anne. You can't. They haven't got a voice box. It has to be something different. Has to be. So you sit there quiet and you quieten your mind down. And so those who are clairaudient hear the voice in the head. If you hear something external, I've done these investigations, got freaked out. Don't want to do those again. They scared the crap out of me. But it's a different frequency. It's a different energetic. But when you're dealing with someone's mum, I've got her talking to me. Yeah, spirit to spirit, yes, but it's still got to come through your brain. So your brain is the one that works clairaudiently. Or you see it. I see it. They stand there like solid. They haven't got a solid body. It's your clairvoyance is what your brain's still got to work that way. So spirit to spirit, so how it works in its magical is there. And it comes through, because if they were there, if they were actually there physically, we would all see them.
Yeah.
Wouldn't we? If they were actually talking, we would all hear them talk. So it can't be physical, can it? Because they're not physical.
Yeah,
Is it making sense?
Mm-hmm.
So when I said to Sarah about sit in the quiet and feel him, feel the dialogue, feel the conversation, because that's where the conversation is within the feeling, within the dialogue. Oh, he's giving me a colour. Okay, the colour has its own language. What does that colour mean to you? What's he bringing to you? It's subtle. This is, but it's beautiful. You say, and when you say to me again, we can't take away the missing. We can't take away the pain. But when they go, actually, my husband sits with me. Yep, I feel it. Exactly. Job done. Because if I can do this work, so can everyone else. I'm not saying you want to present it.
Say that as well.
Yeah. If I can feel
If I
it.
can do it, anyone can do it. Yeah.
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 I'm not saying, and there are those people I call ball mediums, and wherever they're like this. I know one or two, and they're like, but it doesn't take away the poignancy and the the poignancy and the depth of my own work. And that's where the confidence comes in going, Anne is her own medium. Kayleen's her own medium. Ben's his own medium. Everyone is their own medium. And what Spirit like is that.
Yeah.
But Kayleen's got to find the place, goes back. Yeah, I'm listening to it. I can't do it. Yes, you frigging can, Kayleen. Yes, you can. Because if I can, so can you.
Absolutely. Oh, I've just changed script. So just being conscious of time here. I'm going to start wrapping it up.
No, it's 2 hours.
I know, nearly, isn't it? Right. So I want to finish off, Bex, with some comments here. So lovely Alison Peak Kinesiology, who we met at Eastbourne. She's online. So this is also interesting. I'm so pleased that you popped up on my live this morning. She's lovely. Tracy Hussey has said Bex had to give a single rose petal and no one can take it just before my dad came through. When I went home, there was a single silk rose petal on my stairs. Bex, you are amazing.
Oh, wow, that's made my morning. Oh, got goosebumpy.
And then we have Lillian as well. Lillian said, Bex, you gave me a message from platform last year at Eastbourne for my mum. It was absolutely spot on. And like you say, I feel them and I felt her.
I love Lillian. Lillian, I bloody love you. We went to ABBA.
Oh, did you?
Oh, me, Lillian, Tracy, a friend of mine, and Kate. I think it was the four of us. I think it was the four of us, wasn't it? I think it was the four of us. I'm missing one out. Had the best night. Love a bit of ABBA Voyage. Oh, yes.
There you go. And lastly, Kevin Gracemark, who's also at Eastbourne, who's in my workshop there. I've met loads of people on the beach meditations with Bex. So, Bex, you are helping many, many people.
Yes, yeah.
And I'm sure I can safely say you've helped all of us here this morning as well. I said to you before, Bex, a bit of a stalker here, but but no, I learned a lot from you as well. You know, I do. I take those little bits of those little nuggets that you've given me as well, and I go right.
That's the clue. That's the because you are your own. And if you go, Bex, I'm gonna nick that bit. You have it. Oh, that slipped into my mediumship, Bex. I'm like, oh. I know you've been to the coach. I love that bit, and I don't agree with that bit. Bex, that doesn't sit with me. Don't sit with it. That's exactly it.
Absolutely. So my favourite thing, as I said to you before, is David, get out the fucking way. That's what I say to myself. Before I go on platform, that's my thing. David, get out the fucking way.
Yeah. And what you can try, if you want to extend that a bit, what you could maybe try is what I do is okay, get out of the way, Dave. Okay, let's quiet the conscious mind. Just quiet. Shh. That's good. That's good. You feel it go quiet, and then go. Okay, let's get my emotions out. Let's get my emotions. Just shh. Feel them drift to the silence. And then you feel the way, then check back in and go, where am I? Yeah, I'm there. Then you're in the way. It's because when you go, Dave, get out of the fucking way. What we're doing, we're being a bit domineering to our body. We want to be a partnership. I said, okay, let's quiet down. And if a thought comes, why about that afterwards? It happens sometimes as I start to quiet my mind. Then a thought will come. Okay, yeah, okay, right, I've got that. I'll worry about it later. Thank you. Back into the quiet. And then when you've done that and you're in that space, you've checked it, and you're in that confidence of quiet. That's it. Oh, yeah. Right, okay, off we go. It's just a little bit longer, more than just go shut the fuck up. And
I know.
But go into it and say, go, love you. And the one thing I would say to people is, when did you last tell your body you're beautiful? When did you last go, oh, body, thank you, you're beautiful? Our body works every second, every day for us. And we say things to our own body we won't say to anyone else. Remember, the body hears everything. The body knows, the body keeps score. And that's just something, by the way, it's like, but the more you say you're beautiful, you are all beautiful. Every one of you are beautiful. You're made up of trillions and trillions of cells. You are all stunning. but you won't tell yourself it.
No, agreed.
I will now.
It's taken me a long
Well,
time.
now.
I will
Thank you.
now. I'm going
It's
straight up to
taken-
that mirror.
There you go. And you and I can relate. I mean, it's taken me the longest time to get. I've been through a bit of a journey. I've been through a bit of a journey. I've had 20 odd hours of facial surgery. I've obviously had all the gender. I've been on a bit of a trip. But what I'm getting to is that I can lay in bed and go, "My God, you're beautiful." I work at keep my body in shape. But my body responds. I go, "Yeah, thank you." And the other day, for the first time ever, I went, "Lungs, thank you." And they went, "Yeah, about time." Because I want to stage where my bits of my body will talk to me. Well, I thanked you. It was literally a joke. Yeah, about time. Yeah, hold it. Boom. Heart. And that's it. We're on this journey together. I know it's a cliche.
Absolutely.
It's like the film Avatar. We are all connected.
Yeah. My husband couldn't understand when I turned 50 that night. I had a cry and he's like, "Why are you crying?" I said, "Because I made 50. I'm so proud and so happy I made 50.
Okay.
It's such an achievement.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's massive.
And to find our path and to, it's like me, I dream.
Yeah.
I'm so blessed. I get up in the morning, I pop about, have my cup of coffee, I go to a yoga class, I go to the gym. And yes, I'm working in the evening, but I'm doing how blessed are we? Sunday morning, we're having this conversation. How blessed are we? I mean, truly grateful that we're having a chat. Forget it. Yeah, all right, I'm a guest, but no, we're just having a chat.
Yeah.
There's no ego. We're just all having a chat, asking questions. I have to share my experience. There's no ego. I was like, "Oh yes, I'm a special guest." No, it's just we're just having a chat on Sunday morning.
And thank you for coming. Thank you,
Yeah,
Beck.
absolutely. Yeah.
Thank
We're
you,
chatting
Beck.
about our passion. And we're
Yeah.
sharing it.
Bex, it's been
It's-
great. And
when you
can
talk
sit all
about
day
what
and
you
talk,
love,
couldn't we?
it's
I
so
know.
good.
We'd be here
I
for
know.
hours.
Like, give me more. Give me more.
Yeah, isn't it?
Thank you. Yeah. Thank
But
you.
you know,
Thank you.
I'm sure Bex would be up for a part 2 if you want to do a part 2. I'm sure Bex would be along.
Any tea chats? Absolutely.
Yeah, get Annie T there as well. Definitely.
Yeah.
But Bex, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much for being our guest.
It's been such a joy.
Yeah.
Thank you to all those that have been watching on Facebook as well, because I see your comments.
Yeah.
There's been quite a few people watching as well. And for you guys that have come into the Zoom room today, thank you for being brave enough to come in. It's just nice just to see faces as well, and have people ask their questions in real time. So we appreciate you coming on as well. I know it's late for some of you over in Australia, but we appreciate it very much.
Can I leave with just one thought?
Absolutely.
Every breath is a gift. What are you going to do with it?
And there you go.
We can't live like that.
Mm-hmm.
You can't live like that. You've been on a mountaintop being a guru. But if just once during the day you take a breath and go, "I'm grateful." That's it.
Yeah.
Just once a day, just go. And we all go through shit. We all go through stuff. But it's just once a day. And I try and do it every day. Just once. It's like, Ian Rowan got a bit of road rage. I don't get road rage. Even whatever's going on, I go,
"Oh, I do."
Okay.
Yeah.
Because as Glenda said, she made 50 and thriving and got a suntan.
Yeah.
Don't like it. Suntan.
No, I don't either. I've gone off her.
I know. Love people.
Absolutely.
David, Glenda, thank you for having me on. It's been an absolute joy.
Oh, thank you.
No, thanks for coming on. Thank you all for watching at home. I'm going to stop the stream now, but thank you for joining us in the Spirit Lounge, and join us again soon at some point. See you later. Thank you for joining us in the Spirit Lounge for today's episode. We hope you enjoyed what you heard. And if you did, please like and share the podcast. And if you can, please leave us a comment or review, as it really helps us out.
And if you want to hear us talk about a particular topic or have a question you'd like our viewpoint on, then email them to us on either davidhmedium@outlook.com or glenda-marie1@hotmail.com, and we'll get to them as soon as possible.
Lastly, if you'd like to connect with us individually and book our services, you can check out our websites. Glenda's website is www.glendamariepsychicmedium.com.
And you can find David at www.davidhmedium.co.uk.
For now, it's bye from me.
And it's bye from me.
Join us again soon in the Spirit Lounge.